This is Engadget. Here's what's happening in the world of technology. It's Friday, December 10th. Google told employees at a virtual all-hands meeting Tuesday that it will not be adjusting workers' pay to match inflation. In other words, Google's rank and file will be effectively earning less, even while the company has thrived, achieving record profits for 5 consecutive quarters. According to audio shared with CNBC, CEO Sundar Pichai read a question from his staff concerning the rising cost of just about everything and the decision by some companies to offset those hardships with commensurate pay raises. The company's vice president of compensation, Frank Wagner, reportedly responded that, as I mentioned previously in other meetings, when we see price inflation increasing, we also see increases in the cost of labor or market pay rate, and that those have been higher than in recent past, and our compensation budgets have reflected that. Raises of this kind are fairly standard for many businesses and are typically referred to as cost of living adjustments. Wagner, however, claimed any potential pay raises ought to reflect performance instead of a smaller but more broadly implemented increase. Google has shown a willingness to adjust compensation related to the realities of the pandemic by cutting pay for workers who chose to remain remote in locations with lower costs of living. In some cases, these salary reductions were estimated to be as much as 25%, according to Reuters. And Apple has generally been cautious in dealing with COVID-19 even as it loosens store policies, but that apparently wasn't enough to prevent an outbreak among staff. NBC News reports the Apple store in Southlake, Texas is closed until December 13th after 22 workers tested positive for the illness. 4 employees tested positive right after Black Friday, NBC learned, and the cases appear to have spread. Affected workers will have to isolate for 10 days and go 2 days without symptoms before they can return, according to a virtual team meeting. Everyone returning on the 13th will have to take a rapid antigen COVID-19 test the day before. There are concerns the outbreak might have been avoidable. One worker at Southlake said it was difficult to maintain social distancing even before Black Friday, while others said they were encouraged to come to work even when they reported COVID-like symptoms in a mandatory survey. Staffers were also incorrectly told they couldn't claim special sick leave unless they tested positive. We've asked Apple for comment on these reports. In a statement to NBC, a spokesperson focused on an overall comprehensive approach to safety that included regular testing, masks, cleaning, and paid leave. Apple has faced accusations of poor retail employee treatment in the past, including discontinued off-the-clock bag searches. There may be multiple factors at work in this case, however. Whether or not the leadership was responsible, staff are reportedly concerned there's too much pressure to meet certain sales targets. Managers may feel compelled to put sick staff to work rather than risk falling short of store goals. If you want to catch the latest tech news as it's happening, check out Engadget.com or tune in again every weekday.
Spoken Layer.